Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well. So this video is going to be a screencast video of me solving Atcoder beginner contest. So I believe this is ABC 328 and obviously we'll try to solve as many problems as possible, but I'm on a really bad streak for contests, primarily because I'm not getting much time for practicing problems. So anyways, let's just see how the contest goes. And I have not given much contests on Atcoder, but still compared to code forces it's very less. So we are waiting for the contest to start. Basically, let me just ping Google just to check my internet. Cool. So we have here recording is working fine, I believe. 4 seconds. Let's start this contest. Contest should end. Okay, so the problem is very straightforward, and we have next 0 and I plus plus 90 a c if a is less than equals to x, 1 plus means equals to a, c out sum. Let's just try this. It's correct here, and I'm just going to submit this. Let's just read the second problem. Whose year has n months? Month I has di days. Cool. From day 1 to di, how many days in a year of Atcoder has rep digit dates? Here j of etc rep digit date if and only if all the digits in the decimal notations of I and j are same. If and only if. Okay, so uh, January 11, February 2, all the digits. If and only if all the digits in the decimal notations of I and j are same. August, November 11, November 1. I still did not properly get this problem. Rep digit date if and if all the digits in the decimal notations of I and j are same. Okay, let's just test this thing. So if I have n, I have a plus plus January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October is not there. Maybe because October and November. Okay, so October is not there. Okay, so this should be 1, I believe. N plus 1. And let's say set a t is equals to I. E mod 10. Continue. While T 10. T direct. So I'm just brute forcing through all the values. Answer is equals to taking to P dot. I'm pretty sure that this is not a very good way to write this problem, but still it works, and that's only what we should care about. I just want to see if this works or not here. Yep, so it works. You're given a string and consisting of lowercase English letters. Q queries about the string LRI in the string. How many places are there? Yes, the same. Occurs twice in a row. Occurs how many? Same lowercase English letters. How many places are there? Okay. So this is one based. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 2 times. So this is 2 times, right? 4 and 10 maybe here. 2 times as well. I believe we have got the solution. So right, one thing is there that if I have an array like this, if I'm talking about this particular range, I can include this if this is connecting to this one. I cannot include if this is connecting to this one. So can I do it for r minus 1? Or maybe if I take the previous one, it would be better. I count this if it is connecting to this one. If this is connecting to this one, and remove this one. Okay, cool. So we'll just take nnq as input, 90 nnq, nnq, string s, scene s, and what we'll essentially do is vector int prefix of size n. The values are initially 0. So 90 I is equals to I and I plus plus. So what I'll try to do is I will say that pre of I is equals to pre of I minus 1 plus may a of s of I is equals to s of I minus 1. Right. Now I'll answer the Q queries. So each query is lnr. See in lnr, I'll reduce them by 1 for 1 based indexing, 0 based indexing, and I'll just output pre of r minus pre of l, and I believe this should work. Yes, it does. So I'm just going to paste it quickly. Okay, this did not get submitted. I have to like tap it multiple times. This should get accepted. Yes. So next we have, how many points is this? Okay. You're given a string is consisting of 3 different characters, A, B, and C. I wanted to let it be. Long as this contains string A, B, C or consecutive substrings. Repeat the following operation. Remove the leftmost occurrence of the substring A, B, C from S. A, B, C. Okay, so we have to continuously remove it. Okay, A, B, A, B, C. Okay, so what I'll essentially do is string s 90 look is equals to 0, and let me just create a stack of characters. Let's say this is stack for auto ins. If I is equals to a and look is equals to 0, st, so I'm just going to do plus plus look, else if I is equals to b and look is equals to 1, I'm again going to do plus plus look, else if I is equals to c and look is equals to 2. Okay, no, so this might, okay, so let me just rewrite this in a different manner. If I is equals to, if look is equals to 0, right? Now if I get an a, I'm going to increment the value of look, otherwise I'm going to set my look as 0 again, right? Else if look is equals to, and also I'm just going to push this character st dot push I, right? Now if look is equals to 1, and again if I is equals to b, then I'm going to increment my look, otherwise I'm going to set my look as 0, and in any cases I'm just going to push it into my stack, right? Else if look is equals to 2, and if my I is equals to c, so in that case I'm just going to do st dot pop, so this is going to pop the two characters, and otherwise I'm just going to push it st dot push I. In both of the cases I have to set my look as 0, right? So in this case when I pop it, it is going to be 0. In this case also it is going to be 0. Now I'm just going to calculate my answer. String answer is equals to while st is not empty, I'm just going to add it to my answer, st dot top and st dot pop, and since it was reversed, so I'm just going to reverse answer dot begin, answer dot end, right? And this should, I believe, work. Okay, so we get some weird responses. Do we have a smaller test case? So we have it here, b, a, oh yeah, right. So if it is equals to a, then I have to increment my look, otherwise I set my look to 0, right? If it is any other character other than a, so if it is b or c, I have to set it as 0. And if I was looking for b but I got an a, else if I is equals to a, I still have to mark it as 1, right? But if it is neither a neither b, it is c, then I have to mark it as 0, right? Similarly, so this should be here. If I is equals to a, then I mark my look as 1, else I mark my look. Now it is not going to work like this. Now there are certain issues with this approach. So it has to be ABC consecutive, right? So when I had A, I told them that I'm looking for B. Okay, C. I was looking for a C. In this case, it should be 0 only, I guess. So if it is 0, I'm looking for A. So previously it can be anything. I'm looking for A, right? And I get A, I'm increment my look. Otherwise I set my look for 0. That means I'm still looking for A, right? If I'm looking for B, let's say I have some A's here, then I'm looking for a B. If I get B, then I'm going to increment my look. Again, if I get an A, I don't touch anything. So if it is like an A, I'm still looking for B. But if it is like a C, I'm looking for an A again, right? That is why I'm not at 0 here. Now if I'm looking for a C, that means I must have this configuration right now with me. And if I get a C, well and good. Then I'll have an input. Seems like I've complicated it a bit. So if I is equals to C and last of 0, why do I even have a stack? I just overcomplicated it a bit. This could have been so much easier if I just wrote it like this in the first try. So I just overcomplicated the solution. This could have been much simpler. Mm, this works, I guess. Yeah. So let's see the next problem. So by reading the problem, the cost is defined modulo some value k. That definitely means it is not always optimal to take the smallest spanning tree, right? The minimum spanning tree, because then the modulo might not be smallest. Okay, so n is equals to 8 only. This is good thing. N into n minus 1 by 2. 8 into 7 by 2. There can be 28 edges in total. So does not seem possible to like just brute force all the values. Twenty-eight. It could work, I guess. Is it worth trying? The question is. How many questions are there? Okay. Modulo k. There will be 28 edges in total at maximum, and I'm thinking of brute forcing through all the edges. If I can decide whether to take each edge or not. Okay. So this particular problem has, okay, so this has 28 edges. Does it have custom test? So it will tell me the time also, right? If I just run this previous code, so let me just take some, just want to test something. So if this is like this, and okay, so it does show me the time taken. So maybe I can just try to write the solution and test it on their custom invocation. So if I do it this way, okay, so 90, let me just make sure my recording is working from here. So uh, basically there are images, right? Now vector and vector int edges, let's say there are images and each of them is a vector of size, let's just ignore it for now. So for int 0 I less than I plus plus vector int t of size 3, c int t of 0, t of 1 and t of 2. So all of them are like 1 based. I'm just going to make them 0 based, minus minus t of 0 and minus minus t of 1, right? So like my answer is going to be infinity now, and to take the minimum answer, so I will be just uh, 0, I is less than 1 left shift the number of edges and I plus plus, so this has to be long and a small optimization here. If built in pop count, I believe this is the correct way to write it, of I is less than n minus 1, because there has to be at least n minus 1 edges for the graph to be connected. I'll just continue from here, otherwise I'll just create a DSU, vector DSU of size n and minus 1 initially, and for int j is equals to 0, j is less than m, j plus plus, if I right shift j and 1, that means this edge exists. I am let's say this is the current sum is equals to 0. If this edge exists, then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to merge these edges. Okay, so I'll have to first x is equals to find ed, so this is the jth edge, right? J0 and 90 y is equals to find edges of j of 1. So if x is not equals to y, merge x comma y, so I'm going to merge them, and int count is equals to 0 for int and is equals to 0 greater than n I plus plus. If find of I is less than 0, that means this is a new component. I'm just going to increment my count. If find, I'm just going to write these find and merge functions in a way. If find of I is less than 0, I'm just going to increment my count. If count is equals to 1, that means there is only one component. Answer is equals to minimum of answer comma sum, right? Answer comma sum, and also I'm just going to increment my sum plus is equals to ed of j of 2, right? This works. I should output the answer here, and maybe now I just need to write those functions. So let's say function integer, and it's going to be a find function, int p. This is going to return an integer, and if dsu of p is less than 0, I'm just going to return p. Otherwise, I'm going to return dsu of p is equals to find dsu of p, right? And then I'm going to have a merge function as well. Merge is equals to, and then I have int a, int b, and if dsu of a is less than dsu of b, it should be actually greater than. So I'm just going to swap them, and dsu of a plus is equals to dsu of b, dsu of a. So this is wrong. Okay, built-in, built-in pub count. How do we write this? Okay, so we have these two underscores here as well. So we are getting wrong answer. We're getting runtime error. Okay, ed of I is equals to t. We did not update it. Answer is wrong, and this test case is still wrong. So we have got a TID here. Let me just, we don't worry about the answer for now. Can I just do a custom test? I just want to check it. So if this gives a TID, that means we certainly cannot do it like this. It is going to give TID, I believe. Yep, it has taken 10,000 seconds. That means this solution is obviously wrong. Probably not wrong, but out of limits. Let's just see. People are solving which problem. I believe a lot of people must have solved this. Yes, 500 people. Okay, so one more thing. I have to take the sum model or something, right? So is equals to sum plus this thing modular k. I'm just checking something. The constraints are small. That means they want us to do some kind of brute force. That is understood. Can I do something like for each node, I can try to decide whether I want to connect to this node or not. I should be focusing on some other approach. Simple and connected. and and I don't understand if I'm doing something wrong here. So it never gets true. Like, I don't still understand why is it not printing this value. Shit. Yep, so at least we have a correct answer now. It was because I was writing something wrong. Now I just want to test it here. So it is going to work for some test cases, but it is going to give me TLE, right? This is my issue because it is going to take a lot of time. 10,000 milliseconds, that's approximately 10 seconds. The solution is obviously not going to work, but can we have a better solution for each node on this side? I go in this direction, I come back from the direction. DFS from node 0, the current sum should be 0, and let me just create a function. It is going to return void integers of integers, and it is going to be a DFS function. 19 node 19 sum. If count answer comma sum is going to return from here for auto next thing. Okay, so we don't have. Should we create an vector here integer comma integers g of n and g of t of 0 dot emplace back t of 1 comma t of 2 and g of t of 1 emplace back t of 0 comma t of 2, right? So we have this graph now for auto next in g of node. I'm trying to create a backtracking solution now. So 90x is equals to, okay, yeah, 90x is equals to node find node 90y is equals to find next dot first, and if x is not equals to y, then sum is equals to sum plus में next dot second mod k, right? And vector int dsu copy is equals to dsu, right? And I'm just going to merge x comma y, just going to call dfs on next dot first with this sum, right? And after it, sum is equal to sum minus next dot second plus k mod k, and DSC is equals to DSC copy. G was not declared in the scope, so we have some problems with application. Okay, so we have some wrong answers right now. Okay, so at least the solution works because it is running. G of T0, T1, T1, T0. So I believe the graph is correct. Can it be some problems with the DSC itself? My functions are correct. That must be. I don't like this at all. Do we even need this? Find I. Okay, so we know something is wrong because for this particular test case, we are not able even to find a single, what do we say, spanning tree, but it should exist. Although this shouldn't be the problem, but now maybe just time. Okay. I hate this thing. I don't think there is any way to switch off that function. From 0 I come to 1. And then I go to 2. Yeah, so there might be a case when we need both of the edges, right? Now what I'm essentially doing here is I'm taking one and then removing it, which is not the correct way. What other way could be there to solve this problem? The graph is simple and connected. This is absolutely long. I have to pick some of them. I cannot remove. Connect this node. I want to take this one as well as this one. What I'm doing is I'm taking this one, then coming back to this and then moving this edge. I somehow want that. How do I So I don't know whether this will work or not, but I just want to test this out. So can I do something like, okay, so there is no compilation error. Now what I can essentially try to do here is, I'm just going to call my helper function, helper at position 0. Helper anti node state. Actually, it has to be this thing and not saying notes. And this has to be back again. Vector int edges of size int and edges of I is equals to t. Edges of I is equal to t. Yeah. So we have it back. Now state of I. If count is equals to 1, I'm just going to return value or maybe sum. Right, so initially the sum is going to be 0 and I have one more value here int and I'm just going to say it int sum is equal to 0. Okay. So I can either take it or not take it. So t no take is equals to helper of let's just call it something else. I'm just going to call it position. So this has to be position as well. Helper of position plus 1 and the state is going to be the same. So let's just not pass it by reference here. Right. Take is equals to, and if I want to take it, then I'll do x is equals to find ed of pose of 0 and y is equals to find of ed of pose of 1, and let's say and take is equals to only 18 initially, and then if I want to take it, if x so I have to do if x is not equals to y, so I'll have to merge x and y in this current state, and then I just do take is equals to helper of post plus 1 and that's so to pass the state. And so what else can we do here? We're just going to do dp of let me just also create a state copy here, vector int state copy is equals to state. I'm just going to mark dp of post and state copy as minimum of take comma no take, and I'm just going to return it from here. So this approach is my last hope. couple of compilation errors. Find DSU of P and DSU itself, and DP of not node but actually post, DP of position on state, and helper position plus 1 state, and so the sum is going to be different, right? So the sum is now going to be sum plus edge of post 2 mod k. Helper start 0. You have too many compilation errors. Okay, so this has to be the current state, 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 until we have wrong answer. Okay, so currently I have no clue why this is not working, but it's all infinity all over. Okay, so this has to be less than 0. It does work to some extent, but still there is something off. This is coming out to be 36. I'm not able to understand what I'm doing wrong. I'm going to merge these two. Okay, so it's about 7. I believe we should drop this problem for now and we'll have a look at it later. So I'm just going to quickly discuss these first 4 problems. So I don't want to spend too much time right now. Uh, the first problem was very simple. All the values which have less than equals to k, which are less than equals to some particular value x, should be added to the sum. So this is exactly what I've done. I've taken input and taken all the values smaller than or equals to x, right? Now for the second problem, this was pretty simple as well. So basically, they said that the months are numbered from 1 to whatever month it is, like 1 to n, and each month will have days 1 to di, right? So I can just take out all the digits by here. I'm just taking all the digits and storing it in a, right? If the size of the set a is greater than 1, that means there are two unique different digits, right? So I can just continue. I don't want this particular month, and if there is only one digit, I'm just going through all the days of that particular month, and if any day has like at least two unique digits, I'm going to continue. Otherwise, if those all digits are also same, that means I'm going to increment one by my answer, right? So this is what I exactly meant in the problem, and I've just done it in a brute force manner. So for the third problem, it was right, so we wanted two same characters, right? So what I did was, for example, this is an array, and let's say these two characters are same, but my range was from here to here, right? So if these two are similar, these will be counted, and these two are similar, these will be counted. But if these two are also similar, this should not be counted in this particular range, right? So at each position, I am incrementing the value of the prefix vector by 1 if it is similar to the previous one, right? So this is exactly what I'm doing here, and I can just return my answer as P of r minus P of L, because that would be like the range or the sum in this range, right? Now for this fourth problem, this was also very straightforward. I've just stored it in a vector, everything in a vector, and if I encounter a character C and the last two characters are A and B correspondingly, I'm just going to pop it back from my vector. Otherwise, I'm just going to push back my current character. So at the end, I can just add all of the characters into my answer, and this would be my final solution. So I'm not able to think of problem D right now, E right now. So maybe I'll solve it later on, and then we'll discuss it. So that was it for today. I hope that you guys were able to like understand and learn something from these solutions, and hopefully like I don't make such mistakes anymore. So till the next video drops, keep coding, stay safe, bye bye.